Man.
You know, jail, somewhat, turned me into an altogether different person. I wasn't humble, I wasn't submissive, I was aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And as time went on, and later on down the line, that when I was growing up and going through the prison systems and everything, I happened to lose my mother. And that's was the eye opener. And if I can, I want to read this.
You can. Yep.
Okay. It's Isaiah.
You go ahead and speak.
It's Isaiah 42:7. It says, to open the blind eyes, bring out the prisoners from the prison, and then sit in darkness out of the prison house. Meaning that when I was in prison, I was in darkness. Once I turned myself over and cried out to God and asked him for serenity, asked him for redemption, then I started to see something different. But it didn't come miraculously overnight. You got to work at it. You got to be a part of who you say you are. You got to live it, you got to eat it, you got to breathe it, you got to walk it, the whole nine, And that's one of the things that I do today. And it's all a process. It didn't come overnight with me. Nothing was given to me. It was earned through the grace of God. He walked with me even though I didn't know that he was walking with me. Even though that I tried to do things as you might have heard before, turning your will over, taking it back, turning your will over, taking it back, take it to the altar, lay it at the altar, leave it at the altar, but yet and still when you leaving the altar, you taking your will back. No, you can't do that. You got to take it to the altar and leave it at the altar. You have to leave it there. That way you know that the God that you serve is the redeemer of your soul as well as your being.
Yeah, man. Some great words, and I hope the things that you're saying will inspire some of our listeners, you know what I'm saying? But I want to ask you this. So you found God while you was doing your time in jail, right? Or it was when you came home?
Well, when I was away, I was a practicing Muslim.
Okay.
When I was away, it was when I was in the hole. They put you in solitary. Once they come and tell you that your mother's passed away or a family member has passed away, they put you in the thing called what they call it, segregation. And what that is like that's to keep you from harming you.
Damn.
You might lash out on your cellie. You might want to kill yourself. You might want to do something crazy. So what they do, they strip you down to nothing. Give you a jumpsuit and a sheet. That's it. And you got a bed. You got a bed and stuff. But the thing is that I went back home to my roots. And I say this with sincerity because when I cried out, I didn't feel anything as long as, and I'm not knocking Allah, I'm not knocking Islam or nothing like that. But when I cried out, I felt nothing. But when I kept crying out and I called Jesus and I kept calling him, I started feeling something. And I started feeling that relief. I started feeling everything that I should have been, right then and there, was me. This is not what my mother wanted. And I started seeing and saying to myself, I never want to be in that position ever again where my family needs me as well as I need them. That's a hurt piece when you got somebody that don't even know you, don't even care about you, come and tell you that the loved one that birthed you, fed you, done everything that they possibly could do for you is gone. That you're not going to see them anymore. That's
tough.
deep.
Yeah, that's tough.
Now, how do you come back from that? How do you gain your constitution? How do you? Through prayer.
Yeah. Yeah. Having faith. Yeah, prayer. Yeah. Now, when you came, you did the time. You was in the hole, found God, and when you came home, right? If you don't mind me asking, how many years did you do?
All together?
Yeah, all together.
All together, it was 7.5, and then turn around, I had to do 5 more.
5. Okay. All right. So when you got this new change of life. You know what I'm saying? And when you seen people that you came up with, or people in the neighborhood, and they came to you like, yo, we should do this, or we should do this band, yo, that's corny. Like, how, did that make you feel?
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
See, one of the things about Benjamin, Benjamin was never a follower. And who's ever listening, whether it be a friend or foe, they'll tell you, Benjamin was never a follower. So whatever Benjamin chose to do was on Benjamin. No one could ever come to me and say, oh man, that's corny. Oh, you a nut. You this, you that. No. Because you know why? Because I instilled fear when I was out here. And I'm not saying that because of who I am today. It's what I lived. I was not to be trusted. Elders and stuff loved me. But when it came down to my peers or people in general, I did not play. When it came down to my family, I did not play. But praise be to God that He lift that burden up off of me. He lift that anger up off of me. He lifted that demon seed out of me. He brought it all out of me, and I love that. I love the Lord that I serve. I stand firm on His word. I'm not here to play. I'm not here to boast. I'm here just to deliver His word. We all have a job. You keep running around talking about you unemployed. Seek Jesus and see what type of job that you get. Let's see how serious you are. That's why I love the church that I'm at now. I love the church that I left. Because we all have the similarities as one body.
Now, let the listeners know what church you go to and some of the things that they do for the community and some of the things that you help do.
Oh, I go to Antioch Christian Community, which is at 2619 West Huntington Park. It's what we have a crisis center, that will help you with your rent. If you need food, we have a food drive. If you're hungry, every third Wednesday of the month from 6 to 8, we feed you. We also do we call the thing called Fisherman's Friday, which is we go out every Friday, we clothe, we feed, we minister, we so involved with the community, it's crazy, And I have ran across people, and it's funny that you mention this, that I have done time with, that I have hustled with, down there in Kensington, man, strung out on drugs. And the first thing they called me by my street name, 6 Button.
Oh, that was your name?
Yeah.
6 Button?
6 Button Benny, yeah.
6 Button Benny. What did that
Well,
say?
it has to do with dress code.
Oh.
Suits, things of that nature.
It's original OG talking.
That's why it's OG.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what's funny about these young boys, because back in the day, and I come from this era too, like seeing the OGs, the OGs, whether they was criminals or the ones doing their 9 to 5. You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell the difference between the criminal
Not
or the
glorifying it, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Whereas though now it's easier for the cops. You
Yeah.
got tattoos on your face.
Yeah.
Your pants is hanging down.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's they didn't make it easier.
see, one of the things that
Fell out.
one of the things that I come up under, and and I'm not going to give you too much of it because I'm going to give you the old street law. It's not to be told, it's to be sold. Okay? So if you want any more illustration, let me stop. I come up, man, where's though, man, you know, the neighborhood that I come from, man, we, from freight trains to jewel thieves, you know, this is what I come up under, you know, and we always had to dress accordingly at all times.
Professionally.
Yeah, at all times. So, you know, I mean, you know, that was one of the things that my wife, you know, she was attracted about me. You know, her and my sister were best friends, and which they still are. And she was telling my sister about me. Didn't even know that was my sister, but yet still she said, "This gentleman that live, you know, boy living here, that he stay nice."
You're from the same area?
Well, my wife's from Nicetown.
Nicetown.
But she happened to move up in the projects.
Oh, okay. So if your mom asks, how long y'all been married?
Well, me and my wife, we've been married. We going on 16 years.
Man, that's beautiful.
That's a blessing.
Now, have we got married back then?
Yeah.
Back during that time, you talking over 30-something years.
Damn. You might as well just say 30 years.
30
That's for real, bro. You know.
We had a little intermission because, like I said, you know,
things
from
happen.
prison, you know, all that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we would have had some time. That's my baby.
Yeah.
You know, even though, you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Don't even think that we was living a Huxtable life and everything was peaches and cream. And, you know, no, nothing. You know, none of that. No, it's a bold faced one. You know, we had our trials, and we still having our trials.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the things is that we one unit, we one body. You know, we serve the Lord together. We pray together. You know what I mean? And that's what unifies our marriage. You know, we stand firm on God's word. Not my word, not her word, on God's word. We take it to the altar at all times, me and my wife. You know, and you know, people, you know, have their little says, the naysayers and all that there, but yet and still, when they see, hey Deacon, hey Deacon, you know, but it's like today with these young cats, man, you know, I see the senselessness in it, you know, and it's not even a game, you know, it's reality. It's reality. And one of the things that I see with these young kids today is that they are truly destroying their future. They are destroying their future to the fact where as though their kids aren't going to have a future.
Sad. Yeah, they don't, because you know why? Because a lot of them don't even see a future for themselves.
Because you know why? You know why I say that? Because the children are mimicking what they see from their parents and from their neighbors' kids and from their kids' kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's okay for you, how many times you go in the store, you see, oh, that's my son. His pants sagging. The kid pants sagging.
Daddy pants is sagging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Mommy wear wigs.
No respect at all. You know, none. Zero. But they call me a nut. They call me, I ain't trying, you know. But thank you very much. You don't have to hear it because I just told it to you.
It's a difference.
See, that's what they don't understand. See, you standing there, I'm studying telling you what's not to be, but you telling me you ain't trying to hear it. You heard it.
It'll register sooner or later.
Then when it comes time, when they come get them, take them away, just like me, hard-headed, didn't want to listen. Until that day comes. You say you love your parents. You say you love your parents. You say you love your parents. But yet and still, when they come and take you away, you got a life bit, or you got a bit that you might not see the light of day ever again, or you just doing 5 to 10 years. The next thing you know, mom and dad's gone. Yeah. But you say you love your parents. That was me. That was me. But one thing about me, I was able to make amends with my father. Because I felt bad behind the simple fact that my father didn't know anything about parenting. But at the time, I was so ignorant, not looking at any of that, not looking at the time and the era that he grew up in, that he had to work, he had to do this, he had to do that, not looking at none of that. But yet and still, I'm like, man, you ain't, you know, but not disrespecting him, but in my own voice, man, he's a sorry dad. You know, but yet and still, as the years went on, I managed to make amends with my father before he passed away. I managed to sit down with him and tell him how much I love him, how much I beg for your forgiveness. You know, I'm asking for your forgiveness because of what I thought of you. See, these young kids don't understand none of that. You know, when you running around here thinking and uttering, oh, I can do me, or I don't need nobody, you're wrong. Everybody needs somebody to cry out to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's real. You can't be sitting around here, you standing on these corners, you running in and out of everybody's house, but yet and still, you ain't even got a house. But you don't need nobody. It's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep, man. And that's why, you know, I even with my sons, I'm so elated that my son came back home. I mean, I am so elated. Me and my wife, I mean, we prayed and we prayed. We knew that he was going to fall eventually. We just asked God to keep him covered. You know? And eventually, he called me. And this is what he said. Dad, I'm tired. If you know anything about the prodigal son, read that.
The prodigal son?
Yes. Read it. All the riches in the world he had. But yet and still, he decided to go wallow with the pigs and eat what they eat. Eat what the slaves eat. He decided to turn all that around. Until that day, just like my son. He said, look, I'm going back. And you know what his dad did? He didn't run to his dad. His dad ran to him. And that's real. And that's how you know that you instill something in your child. Because my boys, me and my wife, Jesus, we gonna beat you down with it. Jesus, we coming at you. Don't come sideways. Tanya tell you, don't come sideways. On the job, off the job. I live it, eat it, drink it, swim it, however. I love the Lord. This is how serious I am with that. You know, this is nothing but the flesh, an image. You can judge me all you want, but when that day come, are you ready?
That's a serious, deep question.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah. So, wow. Oof. Gave me goosebumps a little bit there. I got a little teary-eyed. Listen. So,